Kong, and everyone says that maraming namamatay, maraming nakakasakit, diba? We fully understand that in PhilHealth. Ang hinihingi lang po namin sa PhilHealth sana is konting-konti na lang pasensya. I think naman po, makikita nyo naman, it's been 12 years that we have enhanced the benefit packages. Nung pumasok po ako, in the last 2 years, sobra kaming aggressive po. In fact,
Di ba? Tinanong ko po kayo noon eh. Why? Because according to the records, your interest income for 2022 was 11 billion. And your other income is 698 million plus. In 2023, your interest income rose from 11.5 billion to 20.7 billion. So, ibig sabihin, lumaki yung investment amount. Di po ba? So, you're becoming a business enterprise, not a service.
Ito na nga, Congressman Romeo Acop at PhilHealth President and CEO Emmanuel Ledesma nagkasubukan. Pero bago ang lahat, maaari kayong mag-subscribe para maging updated sa mga issue at bagong mga balita. Mariin nga ang kwenestyon ngayon ni Congressman Romeo Acop kung nasaan nga ba napunta ang bilyon-bilyong pera ng taong bayan na pinagkatiwala sa PhilHealth. Chief Executive ng PhilHealth humingi pa ng karagdagang pasensya. Narito ang buong detalye.
Yes, please continue, Congressman Raul Manuel.
Yes, I'd like to thank the interjection kasi Mr. Chair, kung titingnan lang yung itong June 30, 2024 na financial statement which is available online at sa mga kababayan din naman natin na mas gustong aralin itong issue ay nagko-cause po talaga ng confusion na ang dating tuloy ay para bang nalulugmok yung PhilHealth kasi ganito kalaki yung kanyang liabilities when in fact ganun nga po pala talaga yung supposedly no, as mentioned by Rep. Kimbo, ganun dapat yung appreciation sana. No? In fact, Mr. Chair, yung basis ng PhilHealth to compute yung insurance contract liabilities, na-point out po ng COA itself na hindi po ma-ascertain yung faithful representation ng provision for ICL na umaabot ng 1.15 trillion for yun yung na-mention po natin because of several factors. Kaya dahil dyan, Mr. Chair, hopefully ay mas maging malinaw din po sa ating mga kababayan na ganito talaga yung financial standing ngayon ng PhilHealth. Na meron po siyang sobrang napakalaking assets, in fact, at marami doon ay nakalagay sa iba't ibang mga investments. Kaya yung gusto nating i-probe, Mr. Chair, bakit tayo umabot sa ganitong punto, di ba? Na also cited by COA, Mr. Chair, yung pag-manage din mismo ng reserve fund ng PhilHealth na yung investment ng funds actually ay hindi na-consider yung estimated na 2-year projected program expenditures ng PhilHealth. Ibig sabihin, mas nauna na prioritize paano ba pagkakitaan yung reserve fund na meron siya kaysa tiyakin yung benefits para dun sa mga kababayan natin. Na parang baligtad, Mr. Chair, di ba? Supposedly sinet up yung PhilHealth para tiyakin yung kalusugan ng mga kababayan natin. Tapos kung meron siyang sobrang pera, yun yung gamitin niya, pwedeng, halimbawa, may invest siya, edi, tapos tingnan niya saan siya pwedeng mas kumita. Ganun sana ang priorities, Mr. Chair. Pero in the past years talaga, kabaligtaran po yung nangyari. And in fact, even COA cited this sa kanyang mga naging audit reports sa PhilHealth. So, with that, Mr. Chair, so to wrap up in my interpellation,
Mr. Chair.
Yes, before I recognize you, gusto ko lang maunawaan yung point ni Congressman Raul Manuel. So, ang punto po ninyo, parang mas prioritize yung investment kaysa sa pagtulong sa healthcare.
Ganun
Tama
yung,
po ba?
ganun yung
po ba yung
lumalabas,
punto
Mr.
ninyo?
Chair. Based mismo dun
Which is
sa...
kasi ang mandate ng PhilHealth is yung healthcare ang dapat na tinitignan. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Based on the financial standing at kinaka-proud
Okay.
po yun ng
So
PhilHealth,
would you
pero
like
yun
to
pala yung
respond to
lumalabas.
that, Mr. Ledesma?
Yes, Mr. Chair, please. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and we appreciate and duly noted on your comment, no. We will look closely into it, no. Naintindihan po namin yung magandang comment po, Mr. Chair, no. We will look closely into it. In line with that, I just want to highlight, Mr. Chair, no. So the COA opinion, yung COA opinion po ng PhilHealth na lumabas noong 2023, alam nyo po, it's the first time, I don't even think we can remember, no, when PhilHealth ever received ang binigay namin kasing opinion, it was a qualified opinion, Mr. Chair, no? And historically, either either adverse or disclaimer. It was the first year this year, Mr. Chair, in 2023, I'm sorry, that we received a qualified opinion. I think, Mr. Chair, that's a testament to na talagang moving forward po ang PhilHealth, no? Malaking improvement sa amin yon, no? But again, duly noted, and thank you, Mr. Chair. I think it's a very interesting comment and opinion, no? We will, I personally will look closely into it and review. We may have to change our policy, no? Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Following that line of questioning of Congressman Raul Manuel, curious lang ako dito sa isang article na nabasa ko about the comment of the President. Ang sabi po dito ni Presidente, there was this one chance interview. Ito po ay nilabas ng Inquirer. Sabi po ng Presidente, the reason we do not want to subsidize PhilHealth because the subsidy uupo lang sa bank account ng PhilHealth. Hindi magagamit Marami tayong paggagamitan noon, so that's the simple explanation there. Now, my question is, yung subsidy po ba ninyo, saan nyo normally pinapasok na account ito? Sa savings, sa time deposit, o sa current?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, please.
of course, the subsidy from the national government receive po ng ating kahera, and ito po ay pinapasok natin dalawang bagay po. Benefit payment, pambayad natin sa mga benepisyo. Pag hindi po natin magagamit, Mr. Chair, of course, we have also collection from the direct contributors, ay pinapasok po natin ito sa investment po.
Saan sa?
Investment.
Sa investment din.
Opo.
So ibig sabihin, yung subsidy na supposedly ay binibigay ng gobyerno na tulong para magamit sa healthcare na ipapasok sa subsidy, hindi sa healthcare.
Mr. Chair, let me clarify, Mr. Chair.
Please clarify.
Pambayad po natin sa ating benefit from the healthcare providers, Mr. Chair. That's number one. Pag hindi po siya magagamit because mayroon naman tayong enough funds, no, from the direct contributors as well. Kasi ano to
Ano pong
tayo.
instance na nagamit ninyo yung subsidy?
Mr.
May
Chair,
mga instance po ba? Kasi kayo na po nagsasabi na ang dami nating pondo. So sobra-sobra yung pondo natin. In fact, may reserve pa tayo. Tapos ngayon, may subsidy. May reserve na, may subsidy pa. So, kasi parang ang interpretation ko dito, ewan ko kung tama yung pagkakaintindi ko, binibigyan tayo ng subsidy para gamitin sa healthcare, pero nangyayari, parang ngayon, naririnig ko po, additional investment na naman po. Kasi, susundan ko po yung statement pa ng ating Pangulo. Ang sabi po ng ating Pangulo, the current problem with PhilHealth is not its budget, nor its coverage, but its system that has been clogged due to its limited processing capacity. So baka mamaya, masyado tayong nakapokus doon sa investment aspect. Medyo hindi na natin, yung serbisyo natin dito sa healthcare, medyo hindi na natin naasikaso. Ito naman talaga ang primary, ito concern lang po ako because ako po meron po akong ka-tie up na dialysis sa district ko. So nung narinig ko po to, kinabahan ako. Baka mamaya tamaan yung mga tinutulungan natin mga pasyente, mga dialysis patient natin. But ngayon, naririnig ko po, parang puro investment yung naririnig ko. Parang mali yata yung napasok. Yes, please.
Mr. Chair, actually, thank you very much for that comment. Maganda po yung comment nyo. I'll try to answer your question best possible, no? And then I think Sir Net will also want to add, no? Alam nyo, Mr. Chair, ang pwede rin kasi nangyari doon, masyadong malakas yung collection ng premium contributions. In other words, overflowing or na-overstate yung collection ng premium contributions. Secondly, baka pwede rin ang plano namin gawin after the very good comments, Mr. Chair, of Kong Manuel, no? We are going to change our policy and focus more on benefit expansion, which we are currently doing, no? So, ang gagawin namin, well, number one, baka masyadong malakas nga yung overflowing yung premium contributions, diba? And then secondly, we will really focus, or we will continue to what we've been doing in the last 2 years on benefit expansion po, no?
Yes, kasi alam mo, Mr. Ledesma, kami po kasi may sarili kami mga constituents. At number one po talaga sa problema ng constituents namin is healthcare. Yan talaga number one. Ang laking bagay po sa amin yung mga ini-endorse po namin sa DOH, yung mga guarantee letter. Ang laking bagay po niyan. With this PhilHealth, lalong dadagdag po sana yung tulong. Kaya sana, kasi for example, ma-confine ka sa heart center, ang bill mo, 1 million. Sana makukuha ng 1 million yung mga constituents namin. Di ba? Kaya kami, sa totoo lang, kung kinakailangan namin lumuhod sa DOH para matulungan yung constituents namin, ginagawa namin eh. Kaya sana ito pong PhilHealth, mag-focus tayo dito sa talagang focus natin, which is yung healthcare benefit, instead sa investment. Because, sorry Mr. Ledesma, chinek ko yung background mo. Investor, mga pinanggalingan mo pala sa mga investment, asset, liability, sum. So galing ka pala sa mga, so I understand magaling ka sa investment. But this is an entirely different matter. So dito, ang investment natin dito, buhay ng tao. Yun ang tinitingnan namin lahat ng mga congressman dito. The Chair would like to recognize Congressman Jill Bongalon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kanina, Mr. Chair, binabanggit ho ninyo na yung government subsidy na pupunta ho doon sa investment.
Mr. Chair, can I make a quick comment to your point before? Very
Sure.
quick lang.
Sure,
Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please.
Sorry lang, very quick lang, Mr. Chair. Again, I agree completely po with what you said, no? That's why I want to reiterate, we're focusing on benefit enhancements. Katulad po yung sinasabi nyo, yung 1 million, kunyari may heart issue. That's why we are focusing on benefit enhancements and we are being very aggressive. Like for example po, yung breast cancer, diba dati 100,000. Ngayon, nasa 1.4 million na. So ang ginagawa namin po, talagang nag-all out kami doon. So at least, yung out of pocket, diba? Yung out of pocket ng mga taong bayan, or kasi we understand and we hear you loud and clear po, talagang walang pera yung mga, lalo na yung mga indigents, diba? So that's where we're really focused on, no? And talagang hindi kami po titigil yun. Just wanted to highlight that po. Thank you very much po.
Again, thank
Congressman
you, Mr.
Jill.
Chair. This is just a clarification, Mr. Chair, because you have mentioned a while ago na yung government subsidy na pupunta lamang sa investment. Clarification lang sapagkat sa 2023 GAA, ang budget ng PhilHealth ay 100 billion. At ang 80 billion doon supposed to be should cater to the indirect contributors. So bakit nyo ini-invest yung subsidy ng government na supposedly yung 80 billion or certain percentage of that budget must cater to the indirect contributors. Same with the 2024 GAA. Ang budget ng PhilHealth is 60 billion. 40 billion doon ay para sa indirect contributions. So, hindi ho natin maintindihan bakit napupunta lahat sa investment, which is supposed to be, you are here to expand the healthcare benefits of the member contributors. Now, ang question ko lang, Mr. Chair, with the excess funds which you can utilize for the expansion of the healthcare benefits, would that also can cater to the indirect contributors? Pwede mo nyo ba i-cater pa yon? Instead, even if without the subsidy from the government, you have so many excess funds eh.
Mr. Chair.
Please, Mr. Lim Siaco.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, for the year 2024 na lang, Mr. Chair. 2024, this is already benefit payment. When you say benefit payment, lumabas na pera from PhilHealth, Mr. Chair. September financial report. Our benefit payment is 117.6 billion. And Mr. Chair, for the direct broken down into two, ibig sabihin saan nanggagaling yung binayad natin ng mga sectors sa membership. 55.2 billion ay from the direct. In other words, these are the paying members, Mr. Chair. And indirect, meaning these are the members, indigent, senior citizens, which are to be funded by the national government. Our benefit payout or benefit payment, Mr. Chair, is amounting to 62.4 billion pesos. Meaning, Mr. Chair, as I mentioned kanina, pumapasok yung pera sa atin, isang one fund concept siya, Mr. Chair. And ito naman, ang utilization ng pondong ito. Sinasabi ko, as benefit payment, ito na po, lumalabas na yung pondo ngayon. As in, lumalabas na po siya. Even year 2023, lumabas po yung pondo. And for year 2023, Mr. Chair, for the indirect, total lumabas na pera ay 58.3 billion pesos, Mr. Chair. 58.3 billion. In other words, Mr. Chair, as I mentioned kanina, pumapasok siya sa kaban ng PhilHealth and binabayad natin sa benefit payout. Pag hindi natin magagamit dahil sa mayroon tayong exist na pondo from the direct and indirect, pinapasok na natin sa investment. Meaning, whatever amount na hindi natin magagasta, Mr. Chair, ay pinapasok natin sa investment to earn something interest, Mr. Chair, para hindi masayang yung pondo na ito. But, Mr. Chair, for the information of everyone and our constituents, Mr. Chair, year 2024, benefit payout amounting to, as of December 6 na ito, Mr. Chair, from cash position report, 155.5 billion already na ilabas ng PhilHealth. Compared to last year na whole year, 118 billion pesos only. So in other words,
Mr. Lim Siaco, wala po kaming pakialam kahit ubusin nyo yung pondo ng PhilHealth. Basta't as long as ito magamit ninyo sa health benefit ng mga kababayan natin. Because let me walk you through Republic Act 10606, amending Republic Act 7875, Section 27, Reserve Fund. Sabi po dito, the corporation shall set aside a portion of its accumulated revenues not needed to meet the cost of the current year's expenditure as reserve fund, provided that the total amount of reserve shall not exceed a ceiling equivalent to the amount actuarially estimated for 2 years projected program. Now, whenever actual reserves exceed the required ceiling at the end of the corporation fiscal year, the excess of the corporation's reserve fund shall be used to increase the program benefit, augment the health facilities enhancement program of the DOH. The remaining portion of the reserve fund that are not needed to meet the current expenditures obligation or used for the above-mentioned program shall be placed in investment. So, ibig sabihin, pag nagawa muna natin itong tatlong to, saka lang tayo pupunta dun sa investment. Now, question, nag-decrease po ba yung mga membership contribution? Ano po yung nagawa ninyo para mag-decrease yung membership contribution at ma-increase yung program's benefit?
Mr. Chair,
Please, Mr. Ledesma.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So first of all, Mr. Chair, on the increasing of benefits or benefit packages, in the last 2 years po, dun very aggressive tayo, no? And like I said earlier po, next month, another 50% increase almost across the board, no? On the decrease in premium contributions po, wala po pa kaming nagagawa doon. But number one, we are very supportive. I think there was a bill passed, I think it's on third reading now sa Senate, no, that will bring down the premium contributions from 5% to 3.25%. We are fully supporting that po, no. So to answer your question po, we haven't done anything yet to bring down the premium contributions kasi that's by law, but we are supporting the reduction of the premium contributions. And at the same time, we are aggressively expanding po the
Yes,
benefit
maybe
pack.
you should change your focus. Instead of your focus in investment, dapat dito po tayo.
Yes.
Ha?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely po. Noted po. Yes
Thank
po.
you.
Sir Chair.
Last Mr. Chair.
Sige.
Last na,
Yes, please, Congressman
Yeah.
Manuel.
So, Mr. Chair, yun yung ating gustong i-emphasize dun sa expectation sana ng mga kababayan natin sa PhilHealth na sa ngayon, as we are speaking, Mr. Chair, may hirap talaga tayong kababayan na umaasa na itong insurance na meron sila, state health insurance through PhilHealth, ito yung sasalba sa kanila sa mga panahon na may sakit sila. Pero, Mr. Chair, as we have heard, ngayon pa lang na in-expand yung mga coverage ng PhilHealth, tapos hindi pa napapababaan yung premium na kinukuha mula dun sa sahod ng ating mga employed na mga kababayan. Pero Mr. Chair, nauna pa na umabot sa 490 billion pesos yung assets ng PhilHealth na naka-invest kung saan-saan. Sa mata, Mr. Chair, probably nung mga mas nakafocus sa ganong aspeto nung pagpapagana ng PhilHealth, tila by in the long run mukhang maganda kasi lalong lumalaki yung assets lang na nandyan, standby ng PhilHealth. Pero Mr. Chair, day by day, pwedeng may mga kababayan tayong namamatay dahil lang supposedly yung assets na pwedeng na-convert into benefits para sa kanila, hindi nila napakinabangan dahil dun sa misprioritization na ginagawa sa ilalim ng PhilHealth. So yun yung mga, so far, mga stark observations natin, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Yes. With the indulgence of Congressman Panaligan, who will be the next interpellator, the Chair would like, okay po ba? The Chair would like to recognize the Honorable Stella Kimbo.
Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang i-remind si Mr. Ledesma na nung huling budget hearing, ni-remind ko na po siya na dahil sobrang dami po ng kanyang pondo, ako po ay nanawagan na bawasan po niya ang premium contributions. And in fact, sumagot po siya, I believe, sa isang interview matapos ang budget hearing na nire-reject po niya ang aking panawagan. This was last year. This year, I made the same call nung budget hearing. Sinabi ko ulit na merong scope to reduce premiums. Hindi pa rin pinansin ang ating panawagan. And in fact, I filed a resolution calling for a moratorium on the premium contributions of minimum wage earners. So, hindi po nagkulang ang Kongreso na manawagan sa PhilHealth na pababain ang premium contributions, particularly the most vulnerable workers, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Stella Kimbo. With
Mr.
the
Chair,
indulgence of...
Can I respond?
Yes, Mr. Ledesma.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, parang hindi ko naalala yung rineject ko, ma'am. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, ma'am, regardless, ma'am, we're always, like I said, ma'am, earlier, we are 110% supportive of the bringing down of the premium contributions. Wala po kaming problema dyan, ma'am, no? In fact, I also mentioned that in a Senate hearing that we are fully supporting bringing down the premium contributions. And now, Mr. Chair, I just want to touch on very briefly on Kong Manuel. No? Maganda kasi yung mga issues na bringing up ni Kong. I just want to highlight, Kong, that it's been 12 years kasi since the case packages of PhilHealth have been enhanced. No? And so, I understand very clearly when you say, Kong, and everyone says that maraming namamatay, maraming nagkakasakit, diba? We fully understand that in PhilHealth. Ang hiningi lang po namin sa PhilHealth sana is konting-konti na lang pasensya. I think naman po, makikita nyo naman, it's been 12 years that we have enhanced the benefit packages. Nung pumasok po ako, in the last 2 years, sobra kaming aggressive, Kong. In fact, we continue to be more aggressive, no? And like I said, next month, almost 50%, almost across the board, no? So, again, I think I'm just asking for a little more patience from this honorable body. I'm really confident we will get there, no? I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, pero dun po talaga kami papunta eh. And I think it's very clear naman sa mga enhancements namin at increases that dun kami papunta, no? Maraming salamat po.
Mr.
Thank
Chair,
you. With
Mr. Chair.
Congressman.
with the indulgence of the Honorable Panaligan,
Yes, Congressman Acop, you are recognized.
Thank you. Hindi po mawala sa isip ko yung sinabi ni Mr. Lim Siaco na part of the subsidy given to PhilHealth would be used for investment. Tama po ba yung pagkarinig ko?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Lim Siaco, you are recognized.
maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat ko. As I mentioned, once papasok ang pera sa korporasyon, pambayad sa benepisyo, and of course, pag hindi na ready na tayo, nabayaran na natin yung mga benepisyo, the excess money ay napasok natin sa investment. Now, the pera from the national government, Mr. Chair, as I mentioned kanina, in the year 2023, ang alokasyon from the Sentax ay nasa 80 bilyones. And
Wag na po tayong pumunta doon sa details. Tinatanong ko lang kung tama po yung statement na narinig ko. Tama po ba na part of the subsidy given by the national government would go to investment?
Mr. Chair,
Yes or no?
tama siya. Pero
Yun
let
lang
me...
po ang tanong ko. But let me proceed. Wag na po kayo mag-explain. Kasi kung tinitingnan ko po yung data doon sa budget of expenditure and sources of financing, yung appropriations and obligations ng PhilHealth Insurance Corporation from 2017 to 2022, wala po kayong isinoli na pondo. Nagamit nyo po lahat. So, totoo na nagbayad kayo sa benepisyo at ininvest ninyo. Pero sa tingin ko, mas malaki po yung investment na ginawa-gawa po ninyo eh. You remember sa budget hearing, Mr. Ledesma, sabi ko, what are you? Service provider o business? Di ba? Tinanong ko po kayo noon eh. Why? Because according to the records, your interest income for 2022 was 11 billion. And your other income is 698 million plus. In 2023, your interest income rose from 11.5 billion to 20.7 billion. So, ibig sabihin, lumaki yung investment amount ninyo. Di po ba? So, you're becoming a business enterprise, not a service enterprise. The statistics would show that. You could just imagine, from 2022, 11.5 ang interest income ninyo. In 2023, yung interest income nyo is 20.7 billion. And your other income rose also from 698 million to 815 million. So, yung earning ang nangyayari eh.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Ledesma, you are recognized.
Duly noted, Mr. Chair. Yes, that is correct. That is all correct, Mr. Chair. But I'd like to mention po, that's why I keep on reiterating po that our primary focus now is on benefit expansion. So, Mr. Chair, if we do that, we aggressively focus on benefit expansion, yung trend na po yan, mag-shift po yan, diba? Dahil umaakyat yan, ngayon, magiging pababa na mo yan. Especially now that we are very aggressive. But po, we will not deny, tama po lahat ng sinabi po ni Honorable Ako.
Okay, having said that, may we know what is the ratio of the payout versus the investment source from the subsidy for the year 2023 and 2024?
Yes, Your,
ano po yung-
Yes, Your Honor. Can we just
Yes, yung
give in a
binibigay
few...
sa inyong, in short, gusto po naming malaman, yung binibigay sa inyong subsidy, ano yung ratio ng binibigay ninyo sa tao at yung portion nun kung ilan ang ini-invest ninyo?
We'll just, Your Honor, we'll put together the figures. It's a very good question. No? We'll put together the figures, Your Honor, with your permission.
Yes,
Give
please.
you in a minute.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
for 2023, Mr. Chair, the benefit payout of PhilHealth for the for the indirect contributors amounting to 58 billion, Mr. Chair.
58 billion.
Apo, ang ating
Ito yung payout.
JAA, Mr. Chair, ay nasa 80. But the amount released in CA by DBM ay nasa 50. So in other words, for year 2023, mas mataas yung benefit payout natin sa indirect compared to the received amount of 50 bilyones, Mr. Chair.
Ang gusto kong malaman, magkakano muna yung binigay sa inyong subsidy nun, noong 2023?
Sa 2023, Mr. Chair, 80 billion po sa JA
80
po
billion.
natin. Opo.
Okay. Sa 80 billion, 58 billion sa payout.
Opo.
Okay. So yung remaining na ilan ang ano nun? 22 billion, ito yung napunta sa investment.
Hindi po,
Saan?
Mr. Chair. As I mentioned, Mr. Chair, 50 na receive namin na in CA. Pera.
50 lang ang natanggap ninyo.
50 lang natanggap namin.
Okay. So saan kayo kumuha ng 8 billion?
Mr. Chair, ito po ay ang pera na nalikom ng korporasyon for the past several years, including yung mga premium contribution from the direct. Yun ang pinampabayad po natin.
So ibig sabihin, yung remaining na 22 hindi ninyo natanggap.
Hindi
nyo
pa po
na-receive.
namin natanggap.